We've all seen it. A brand jumps in on a viral trend, and the internet responds with a collective cringe, the ick. In 2025, participating in online culture isn't optional. 93% of consumers want you to show up in the cultural conversation. But here's the catch. Only 27 think that trend hopping actually works beyond 48 hours. So the real challenge is, how can your brand be culturally relevant without looking like it's trying too hard? Today, we're breaking down how to engage with online culture in a way that feels authentic, strategic, and yeah, let's lose the ick. Welcome to the Social Media CX podcast, where social media meets customer experience and where all fires, no rainbows is the current reality for most brands. I'm Brooke Sellis, CEO of B Squared Media, and I'm on a mission to change that. Social media can be the MVP of your CX strategy, and I'm here to show you how. Each week, we'll tackle the challenges of social care head-on with candid interviews, real-world case studies, and actionable advice to turn your social channels into loyalty-building, revenue-driving dopamine machines. Whether you're managing customer complaints, trying to engage meaningfully, or just tired of missing DMs, this podcast is your guide to putting out the fires and building the rainbows. Let me set the record straight. Consumers aren't asking you to turn into a meme machine. They're actually asking you to listen. According to the 2025 Sprout Index, what really makes brands stand out on social? It's a quality product or service. Duh. It's originality. Ooh. And how they engage with their followers. And yeah, how fast they respond to their customers. Did you notice what wasn't on that list? Polished, perfectly scheduled content calendars and all of the trendy jumping on memes stuff that we've been seeing lately. The takeaway is being present and paying attention matters more than just pushing out content to check a box. Let's talk about the difference between trends and culture. Jumping on every TikTok sound, that's trend chasing. Knowing your audience's humor, values, digital behaviors, that's cultural competency. So how do you get there? Here are 3 tactical moves. Build yourself a culture radar. Use social listening to track what your community is already talking about. Not the whole internet, your people. Not all your followers, your buyers, your customers, that whole thing. As Benjamin from Macquarie University said in the index, social marketers don't need to doom scroll. Use your tools to filter for relevant info. Amen. Pick your platforms on purpose. Y'all, we should know by now. You don't need to be everywhere. In fact, overextending is a recipe for irrelevance. Facebook and Instagram are still top for trend following, but Gen Z leans hard into TikTok and YouTube. Ask yourself, where does our community actually spend time? Finally, I want you to think about tapping into subcultures and not just trends. If your audience is into hashtag book talk, or sneaker drops, or fan edits, that's your entry point, not the last meme, template, or craze. In the report, there was also a quote from Tamika that said, marketers need to know when trends aren't right for their brand. Amen times 2. All right, what should you actually be posting? Let's break down the content traits that actually matter to your consumers. Relatability, authenticity, entertainment. These beat out polish, production value, and even product focus. And guess who's going to actually care about your content? Your customers, right? That's how that works. I want you to stop building a follower base and start building a customer base on your social media channels. Because if you do it that way, yeah, you can post something shot on an iPhone in a hoodie and it still feels human. Hi, it's Brooke Sellis. Want to turn casual connections into raving fans? My Lost to Loyal newsletter is your go-to guide for mastering social media care and creating unforgettable customer experiences. Every month, I'll send you actionable tips, proven strategies, and the latest trends straight to your inbox. Don't just guess, know what works. Sign up now at bit.ly, that's bit.ly/B2Loyal. That's B as in B squared, 2 as in the number, and the word loyal. Once you do, we'll build loyalty together every month. See you there. Here are a few more practical ideas for you. Feature employee content. Consumers say it's one of the top 5 things that makes a brand stand out. Use creator collabs to build relevance, not just reach. Treat your comment section like a conversation thread and not a suggestion box. What a novel idea. And please, if your brand voice sounds like a press release, now's the time to evolve. And if you recall my mini rant from the last episode, here it is again for aiming at content that actually connects. Anyone who tells you engagement is a lousy metric is either fishing for hot takes or doesn't understand how digital strategy works. Because when your audience is commenting, sharing, reacting, or DMing you, that's not vanity, that's velocity. Which, by the way, I have a whole blog post on social media engagement velocity if you're interested. Just visit bsquared.media/blog and look for engagement velocity. Your problem isn't engagement, it's what you do next. Engagement tells you what's resonating. It signals trust, timing, and sometimes even buying intent. If you can't convert that, that's not the fault of the comment section. That's not missed engagement. That's not a lousy metric. That's actually a missed strategy play. We need to stop trashing metrics just because they don't fit into our personal anecdotes. Strategies scale, opinions don't. So let's end this baby with some rapid fire real talk. Here's some quick hits. What's one thing you should stop doing? Jumping on trends without cultural alignment or context. What's one thing to start? Using your customer's language, even if it means memes, emojis, and GIFs. One metric brands overlook: comment sentiment. How are people reacting to your content emotionally, not just how many likes it gets? Your brand doesn't need to be cool, y'all. It does need to be culturally fluent. And cultural fluency doesn't mean trend chasing. It means showing up with context, care, creativity on your terms. Remember what we said in our episode with Stephanie, which, by the way, if you haven't listened to, go check it out. Social media isn't just a place where your brand is seen, it's where it's felt. If you want to stay relevant on your social channels, create content that feels like connection, not content for content's sake, not going viral for ego's sake. Think about posts, replies, and moments that say, "We got you." That's how you show up in culture without the cringe. Thanks for tuning in to the Social Media CX podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs to up their social care game.